Previously on Spenelli Speaks. So today's book is an audiobook that I recently read, and that is How to Read Literature Like a Professor by Thomas C. Foster. I think I bit off more than I could chew, you guys. So you just saw a bunch of clips of me removing books. And so far you can see behind me, like I'm starting to categorize them into different genres. And I mean, look at these shelves. So this is just like starting to figure out what's in each genre. That one I haven't even cleared off. I just cleared off those ones. But look at, like, I have full on shelves of books. What am I thinking? I couldn't believe these are all nonfiction. Who'd have thunk? I just broke my shelf. Oh my god. What is happening? Oh my god. I just broke my shelf. Oh. It's okay. It's okay. Can't really see that. Oh my god. Bad decision, bad decision. Okay friends, I'm fairly certain I bit off more than I can chew. I'm not quite sure the last clip that you have for me regarding this reorganization project, but it's the next weekend and I'm coming back into this room and I want to show you the chaos that has happened in here. So I'm pretty sure I showed you, like, I put these books here, which now that's my tea and my tablet that I'll start watching stuff on, and then my phone. But all of these are the 21 books I want to read in 2021, minus the 2 that I have on my TBR cart. But let me just show you all of this stuff. I mean, it's just... Okay, so I have these books up here, which I'm starting to organize by, like, genres. I had a lot of really great kind of comments about that. So these are all like retellings of some kind, and then those are my Edward Rutherford books. So I'm gonna keep those. I'm gonna do something up there of like books that I want to get to relatively soon, and I don't know if that'll happen this year, but they're books that I really want to get to, so I want to keep them at top of mind, so that's why they're on the top shelf. And then these books here, I'm starting to like organize by other books that I want to get to soon. So like these books I'm hoping to kind of try to get to soon as well. And most of them are like literary fiction. So we have a lot of like Amy Tan stuff up here, and other books that I find interesting. So this is all like literary fiction. You can see that's another Amy Tan, because I want to keep Amy Tan all together. So yeah, I want to keep all those books there so they're top of mind. Then as we get here, these are like what I'm thinking is like historical fiction. I might be totally off, but these are books that I am considering in this historical fiction genre. I could be wrong on what these actually are, but I'm going to go ahead and say that it's literary fiction to me. So those are all there. And then down here is a big old stack full of just, you know, fiction, literary fiction, contemporary, women's lit, chick lit, I don't know what they call it, but it's all that stuff. Stuff that I'm not worried to get to right away, but so those will probably take up those two shelves because there's quite a bit there. Then we're back to the middle. Again, you know I said those are the 2021. And then down here, these are all the books my book club is reading this year. And then I have Narnia here because, well, I love Narnia, so I want that there. So here, I don't know yet. And then I have two other shelves that I can utilize. And yeah, you know, in that other clip, there's the broken piece. So we're just not gonna talk about that. Then over here, so we have my other 5 shelf bookshelf. Down there, I haven't even removed those books yet. Those are all the classics I have not yet read. So I might just keep those down there, but like reorganize them to a better way in which I'm looking at those. But what I've got going on up here, let's see. Oh, these are all my nonfiction. I can't believe I have this many nonfiction books. I'm so excited. That really makes me happy because I really thought I didn't have a lot of nonfiction books. So I'm really excited about that. And those are all my non-read nonfiction. So I'm excited. And then here, these are all like romance books. So of course we got some Nora Roberts, some Debbie McComber. We got some Amy Reichert. The Secret, which I didn't realize was a love story until I saw previews for the movie. We got Bridges of Madison County, Devil Wears Prada. So anything that was like overtly a romance novel, I'm going to put it on this shelf here. And then this shelf here is like mysteries, I think I put here, like mysteries. So I have all these cat books that I got. Obviously, Dennis Lee Hayne does a lot of mystery thrillers. We got some Agatha Christie. We got this Sherlockian, which I don't know what it's about, but I'm interested. Another Dennis Lee Hayne. Got Miss Marple, Gillian Flynn. Is it Gillian? Is it Gillian or Gillian? I don't know. I got Flynn's books here. The cat books again. This book that, you know, I got from the dollar store, that's definitely a mystery. The Chocolate War. This is an old 70s book, and I don't remember where I found it, but I thought it was a kid's book that I remember from my childhood, and then when I started to read some of the pages, I was like, oh, that's like a mafia book, so that's cool. And then I think I also added some sci-fi elements. So we have or Jonathan Strange and Mr. Nora, which I want to get to soon. Handmaid's Tale, I don't know if I'll ever actually read that, but we'll see. All the King's Men. So obviously you can kind of see the trend here. It's kind of like mystery, stuff like that. Yeah. Actually, this is one, and now that I'm seeing, this one should come down here. Because this shelf is all the like fantasy kind of stuff. Game of Thrones, Anne Rice, Golden Compass, Book of Dead Days. Lots of different things here that are like more of your fantasy, sci-fi kind of books. I read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and Restaurant to the End of the Universe, but I have not yet read The Universe and Everything. So I want to try to keep these together. So I feel weird like separating them. So I don't know. We'll have to see. I might have to move it over to reading it soon so I can just get it off the TBR shelf altogether. So yeah. So I just got to figure out how these all go, and then, of course, these darn classics. So I know I kind of look like a hot mess, but it is Saturday morning. I have to finish getting all these organized. I still have stuff all over my bed. You want to see that too? Oh, of course you do. So this is my crazy bed just full of books. So this is a pile that I'm starting. I'm going to be doing a live tonight, so you probably have already seen that live, but I'm going to be doing a try a chapter. And these are books that just have been like literally sitting on my shelves for so long, and like I really never had any intention of like putting them on a TBR anytime soon. So I'm going to read a chapter, and if they're interesting, I'll keep them. If they're not, they're going to go into my unhaul pile, which is going to go right here. I didn't unhaul this book last time, and I'm going to unhaul it. It's stupid. I don't know why I keep this book. So I'm going to unhaul that. And then I have, of course, all these other books. These are like classics. We have some middle grade. That's like a wartime. Kafka is out because I am going to be reading that with Kim from middle of the book march soon. So I wanted to have that out. Then I have some like YA books here. All of those, which that's terrible, Danny. No. Don't ever do that to your books. But those are all my red books. I just threw them back there. And then over here, I've got, that's a retelling, so that's got to go up on my shelf. Those books I have to get through, all those books I have to get through and organize because some of those are red and some of those were on my TBR cart, so I just got to move them to where they belong. This is a pile of short story books, and then these are more classics. Oh, did you think that was it? That those were all the books that I have to organize? No, there are books all over the floor that I have to get organized. But most of those are my red books, so I don't have to really worry about those. Well, I do. I have to figure out how to get them over there where there's no shelf space, but we'll figure it out. I probably won't like show you all of the organization like mayhem because that will probably take me hours and hours to do, but I will definitely show you as I'm putting all of the shelves together because that's the best part. So I will see you then. I will probably be all showered up because it could possibly be, you know, the next day. Okay, so I finally finished my reorganization project, and now all of the books are where they belong, including this big old pile of unhaul books that I'm gonna get rid of. So let's go ahead and give you one last tour of these bookshelves. I apologize about the lighting over here, but these are my corner shelves, so my minions took a lot of space there just because I absolutely love them and I just think they're so cute. So really I did some classics on the top there. Again, some more classics. These are all red books. Some more of my red books that I just thought would look nice there. These are my Dearest Dorothy books, so those I really enjoy and have there. And we got Charlie's book and another cozy mystery there on the bottom. Then on my tree, we have our Debbie McComber and Nora Roberts on the bottom there. Again, these are all red books. We have our Harry Potter books, as well as this shelf is going to be some Frederick Bachman, as well as Leanne Moriarty. Once we have those all read, my Edward Rutherfords will go here. This is my Bax lamplight. We have the Mockingbird, Hunger Games, Collins books. And then I have Eldest somewhere. I have to find that. And then, of course, my Twilights. Then from the bottom up, you saw me start this shelf, but then my camera ran out of battery. So these are all like loose comic books and then red comic books, red books. This is a double stack shelf of red books. And then we have our like crime and mystery shelf, followed by our fantasy shelf, followed by our romance shelf, and our nonfiction shelf. Now all of these top 4 shelves are all unread books. And then that shelf on the very bottom are all the read items. Then coming to the bottom of my middle shelf, these are all read classics, except for those 2 books over there. I couldn't find anywhere else to put them, so they're just down there. So these are read classics. Then up here we have on the one side over there is my young adult. We have some comic books and then some short story collections. This shelf here has some of my book club books that I'll be reading this year, some books that will be buddy reads, as well as a few books that I want close at hand to read this year. This top broken shelf is my 21 books I'm going to be reading this year, minus the 2 that I have on my TBR cart that I'm reading this month. Then I switched up my bookshelf here. So we have Mouse, which is one of my favorite graphic novels about the Holocaust, which is then on top is The Book Thief and Guernsey Literary Potato Peel Pie Society. We have a bunch of Mitch Albooms. Again, these are all read books. We have Brokeback Mountain, The Serpent King, The Book of Life. We have Flight, The Last Report on Miracles at Little No Horse, Trevor Noah, Dan Brown. We have Alice, I Have Been, 100-Year-Old Man Who Climbed Out the Window and Disappeared, Eleanor Oliphant, The Hours, Mrs. Dalloway, One Flew Over a Cuckoo's Nest, Slaughterhouse-Five, To Kill a Mockingbird, and then some Nora Roberts. That got me into Nora Roberts. Then we have our top shelf here. This is our retellings on this side and this side. So these are all retellings of Jane Austen. We have a Wuthering Heights retelling in there. We have some Jane Eyre, and then in the middle there we have my Edward Rutherfords. This next shelf is what I would call historical? Question mark. So we have actual history-like books, and then some what I think are historical fiction. I have no idea. Then we have kind of my close-at-hand literary books, and these are the ones that I'm kind of hoping to get to sooner rather than later. And it continues down here. These, again, are more fiction that I'm hoping to get to soon. And then finally, our last shelf that is shadowed by everything else. These are all unread classics. We got a lot of Shakespeare in here. We got a lot of classics that need to be read down here on the bottom. So you may ask yourself, Danny, how are those organized? They're not. So basically, I took a lot of inspiration from my subscribers in reorganizing these shelves into genres. And then from there, I really had an issue with putting them in alphabetical order because then it made the heights all different. And for me, I really do enjoy the aesthetics. So I did not alphabetize any of the books anywhere in this room. I know you're all cringing, but I needed it to be aesthetically pleasing as well. So I needed the heights to work out. And realistically, when I come into my book room to find a book to read, I do not look for an author name. I really just look for a book that looks good. So having it set up like this is actually a lot better for me because if I'm looking for like a historical book, I can go to that shelf and then look at which one looks prettiest. Because that's how I pick out books. Let's be real. I judge a book by its cover. Same thing if I want to go for nonfiction. They're all on one shelf and I can take a look at what I have. And then again, classics are down here. It doesn't really matter. I'm really not looking for an author. I'm looking for what book I want to read next. So that's just how it works for me. I really enjoyed doing this. It took me a couple of days, like over at least 2 weeks of trying to figure out what's what. I did get rid of a big pile of unhaul. I don't know that I'll go through those books. I might to show you, but I don't know. We'll see. Let me know in the comments if you want to see that pile of unhaul. But other than that, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I am very fearful that it was really long, but if you have stayed until the end, thank you so much. I truly appreciate you being here. Go ahead and leave a purple heart emoji. Well, until next time, I hope you are reading something great, taking care and staying safe. And as always, you know how it goes. Happy reading. Bye! Next time on Spenelli Speaks.